Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're doing well. I want to thank you for tuning in to today's video. I have a goal this year of just really focusing on the quality of my content. Content has always been something I've really enjoyed. Content creation has always been something I've really enjoyed, and that is something that I want to prioritize this year. Um, in today's video, I want to share a little bit of my testimony. I want to share of how I became a Christian. Many of you know that I'm Christian, and while it's not 100% of the content I make, it does influence a lot of my creativity and my inspiration. And just so many life decisions I've made have been through my faith, and it just will always be so close to my heart. It will always be something that I hold so dear to me. But yeah, I want to share a little bit of my testimony. So I grew up Christian. I grew up attending Christian summer camps, Christian young adult programs, Christian after school programs. So it's always been something that I have held very near and dear to my heart. Um, I was baptized at about 3 or 4 years old, and attended summer camps and after school programs quite regularly all through my adolescence. When I was about when I was about 12 or 13, I was entering into high school, and I of course thought I had everything figured out. I thought I was so much older than I was, and I just started not being the nicest, you know. Um, I would go to after school programs and summer camps, and I would just goof off. I wouldn't really show the respect that I should have to some of the people around me. Um, and this led me to just not experience the program in its fullness. And a short while later, I start getting sidetracked with other life commitments. Relationships start becoming a topic of conversation. Careers start becoming a topic of conversation. Extracurriculars in school start becoming a topic of conversation. So I started to get really sidetracked. I started to really sidetrack myself and didn't know how to balance my priorities. So, following around my ninth grade, I started to neglect my priorities, and from around 10th grade to 12th grade, I attended church very minimally. Now, I will note that I had not actually, from what I recall, ever attended a Sunday service. Ever. Up until this point. Even to this point, I had not attended a Sunday service. Um, and moving through high school, my graduation year is 2020, the year of graduation. I graduate high school in the middle of COVID-19, and I also leave my job because of the reduced hours. So it went from a very busy time in my life to a very idle time in my life. And after a little while of this, it just became so repetitive for me that I just had to do something. And the church came to mind for me. The church came to mind, something that I had been wanting to get back into for the longest time, and still to this point I had not been in a physical Sunday service, which is just insane. So I eventually, at 21, brought myself to do it. And not only that, but also just hopped right into volunteering as well, which was it felt like a big step. And looking back on it, that was the step that really changed my life, because when I made that decision, my life was really, I had no control over it. And now, ever since I've done that, I have just seen my life being put back together, and it's all God, it's not me. And if I had, like, that one sole decision has made so many, it has led to so many other incredible opportunities and blessings in my life that would have never happened, I believe, if I did not make that initial step. I ended up going to other Christian young adult programs, like numerous amazing Christian young adult programs, meeting like hundreds of incredible people, just being around people who hold you accountable, and people who love you for who you are. And people who view you as a human being, people who are okay with saying to you, hey, you know what? It's okay to not be okay all the time. It's okay to be yourself. You are enough. The effort you are putting in is enough. It's life changing, and that has all come to me through just getting back into church. Um, and yeah, I there are things that I struggled with in high school and everything, and looking back, I think the more I would have gotten into church, the better. But I also am thankful because I now look back on my high school years and my elementary years and just can see where God was moving in my life, even when I didn't recognize it. And it just makes me so thankful. My testimony is not a unheard of testimony. I think I think some people have a fear that their testimony is too plain or boring, but that's not how it works with a testimony. Everyone's story is different and everyone's story is unique. Mine happens to be one that is not that unique, yes, but nonetheless, I have noticed incredible change just in my strength and in how creative I feel and my how comfortable I am with being my authentic self through my faith. Again, yeah, it looks different for everyone. Testimonies look different for everyone, but there is one thing that does not look different for everyone, and one thing that is unchanged forever, and that's the gospel. That's the love of Jesus that He has for you. Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. He's the same God that He will always be and has always been. And He loves you. Once we take that first step, He will step in and He will sustain us. I just want to add another thing, that God doesn't always move on our timeline. Sometimes we'll pray for things and we will get impatient when God doesn't answer when we want Him to. We think that the timeline that we are on is exactly correct. We think that the timeline we're moving on, or the timeline we're subconsciously moving on, is the correct timeline. But that's the problem with that, is humans are fallible. We make mistakes. We sometimes become impulsive due to various factors. We sometimes become impatient for reasons we can't explain. I have had moments where I've been impulsive, and my parents say, yeah, maybe take some time to think about that. That's a big decision. And looking back, I'm so glad I did that. Or I'm glad I didn't do something that I was so sure that was a good decision at the time. Um, and it just serves as such a strong reminder that God He knows what's best for us, and He knows the best timing for us. So just allowing yourself to take that deep breath and just, okay, you know what? God does have it under control, and I don't have to stress about this. I don't have to fret about it. It is incredibly reassuring. I'm sure there's more I could add to this testimony. I want to keep it just relatively simple. Again, it's a pretty simple testimony. My life has Jesus has saved my life. I don't know where I would be without Him if I had not have taken that step to follow Him. My life has just changed forever and ever. Like, I just can't even put it into words. And yeah, He doesn't owe me anything. I just want to thank Him every day for what He's done. So this is one of the ways that I like to do that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. It's getting a little late. Just testing out this new video style with higher quality video, and a more slowed down sort of approach. I was creating videos like this about a year ago, and just got a little lazy, perhaps. So yeah, we'll see how this works. The resolution looks great on my camera. I hope it looks as good on YouTube, but we shall see. Thank you so much, guys, and if you are new here, please feel free to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. It would definitely help me keep myself accountable for creating YouTube. It's so near and dear to my heart. I love YouTube so much. I think it's an incredible way to spread the love of God and just to connect with other people. And yeah, with that being said, we will catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.